So I'm asked it several times, how do you bridge the science with the spirituality? And I tell people, I came into this obviously kind of late in life, but there was a sequential synchronicity of events that just couldn't be explained any other way other than divine timing. I became a paramedic and taught emergency medicine, worked in and out of an emergency room for 10 years. And that whole time I was studying a variety of different religions, moved to Texas and became a dialectical behavioral therapy skills trainer, which is all about Eastern modalities. And then at the same time I was studying indigenous medicine. And so what happened was that I got, after 14 years of running a program, I was incredibly burned out, and decided it was time, for a change of some sort. And I went, there was a program in Costa Rica. I went there to see Michael Beckwith, who was running a workshop there. I did not know anything about ayahuasca before my 14 days. And I didn't do much research, about 15 minutes worth probably, and I'm a huge researcher and I'm curious about most things in life. And it was after that experience with ayahuasca that I understood again about the theory of relativity and how that worked in regards to the subconscious brain, because I'd also been trained as a clinical hypnotherapist. So because of those things, I was able to piece together some of how I perceived all of that to work, along with being trained by the Amen Clinic in regards to brain chemistry. And specifically, Dr. Daniel Amen does spec imaging. And so I came to understand how the brain on certain medications worked, and then how it works then on entheogens also that have been used. The entheogens, like psilocybin and ayahuasca, have been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years. So I understood the complexity of some of how that worked. And so when I got back, after doing 14 days of ayahuasca, I gutted my program, and I absolutely believed that trauma was the core issue for most people. And I believe absolutely in what Gabriel Maté says about trauma, and being that the root cause of many, many things. We started doing weekend retreats. So for me, bridging the science and the medical, because I do believe that there is a place for Western medicine. I also believe that there's a place for Eastern medicine and modalities, and I certainly believe that there is a large portion of what we're missing, especially within our Judeo-Christian culture here in the United States, in regards to indigenous medicine. And lots of times indigenous medicine is really overlooked, which is a shame, because as we've seen with so many of our veterans that had a suicide rate of 22 veterans a day, which is absolutely horrific, that Western medicine was not addressing those issues. And so a lot of those men are going to South America to sit with a variety of different medicines to again, be able to, I'm going to say, heal their PTSD, and it's extraordinarily successful. So there is a place for all of those medicines that I spoke about within our lives. So, and again, as we change our brain chemistry, we then change our body, and we change our brain chemistry, and we change our surroundings, we change our environment, we change all kinds of things that come to us because our brain chemistry is no longer working the same. As I tell a lot of people that come to me, a lot of people say, they're seeking happiness, and I said, basically what you're seeking is peace. When you eliminate the drama and the trauma and the story in your life, whether it's a childhood story or an adult story, things begin to change in your life dramatically. And so my analogy for that is that we're holding this bucket of really, really dirty water, and one drop at a time, as clean water enters that bucket through what we think and what we eat and the way that we conduct our lives, one clean drop of water in a bucket of dirty water eventually turns the entire bucket clean. And when we live our lives that way, we then have that peace that surpasses understanding. And that peace, we don't want to give up then. And with that peace then comes a certain amount of skill set and happiness and joy and connection and synchronicity and all things that come to us then, because we are in the flow. And it doesn't mean that bad things don't happen to good people. And quite frankly, we always have to remember then that good things can happen to really, really evil people. But when we are in the flow and we are conducting our lives in a certain way, we're able to tolerate and live with those things much easier. Thanks so much for spending some time with me.